يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي. يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي، وإلى موائد جود مولاك هرعي. يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي، وإلى موائد جود مولاك هرعي. وإذا تأخر مطلب فلربما في ذلك التأخير كل المطمع. فاستانسي بالمنع وارعي حقه، إن الرضا وصف المنيب الألمع. وإذا بدا من ناطق الوجدان ما يدعوك للياس الذميم الأشنع، فاستيقظي من نومة الغفلات وليكن الرجاء لك مرتعا فيه ارتعي. إن العطاء إمداده متنوعون، إن العطاء إمداده متنوعون. يا حسنه ذاك العطاء المتنوع. وردوا على نهر الحياة وكلهم شربوا، وكم في الركب من متضلع. حاشا الكريم يردهم عطشا وقاد وردوا. وأصل الجود من ذا المنبع، أصل الجود من ذا المنبع. يا رب لي ظن جميل وافر، قدمته وامشي به يسعى معي. يا رب يا لي ظن جميل وافر، قدمته أمشي به يسعى معي. كل الذي يرجون فضلك، كل الذي يرجون فضلك أمطروا. حاشاك أن يبقى هشيما مربعي. كل الذي يرجون فضلك أمطروا. حاشاك أن يبقى هشيما مربعي. يا يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي وإلى موائد جود مولاك هرعي يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي وإلى موائد جود مولاك هرعي وإذا تأخر مطلب فلربما في ذلك التأخير كل المطمع فاستأنسي بالمن
3, 2, 1. Check, 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 check. Alright, alright, alright. And we are live. Alright, guys. Welcome back to the live stream. Let me clear my throat a bit. Yeah, we are back after the ban. I hope everybody saw the update here on this channel, but I already assume that not everybody did. I already saw a few comments in the chat as well. So, yeah, I got banned off YouTube, or blocked off YouTube, call it what you will. I got striked again, and I was offline for 1 week. The thing is, when YouTube blocks you, they block you from everything. So, you cannot upload, you cannot live stream, and you cannot post anything either. It's very unfortunate. You cannot even warn your community why I was banned, etc., etc. You can see in the video that I uploaded. I don't want to go through the whole hustle again of explaining it, because unfortunately I cannot really explain it here on this platform, because every time I try, then they will strike me again. So therefore, let's keep it low key for now, and let's try not to get banned, because one more strike, guys, and then yours truly is off the grid. That is it. Rumble backup. You know, the thing is this, my channel was connected. Allahu Akbar. We have a super chat, I think. My channel was, or still is connected, I hope, to Rumble. And Rumble was like a backup. It would automatically upload the videos that I uploaded to YouTube to Rumble. But now it doesn't seem to do that, really. I don't know why. I'm going to check again. But to be honest, as I always said, Rumble is not big enough. It's just not big enough. If YouTube doesn't work out, I will have to think about TikTok or Twitter. Two platforms that I personally don't use at all. But that being said, I think it's the only option at the moment. Let me take a little Ricola for my throat. Delicious. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody that supports through Telegram. I don't know if it's listed right now in the description box. I should definitely check it out. It should be. It should be. Definitely have a look. I have 2 Telegram groups. One is paid, one is free. So sign up wherever you want, wherever you can, so we can stay in touch in case I get deleted. Go for Twitch, Bobby. Stream there with bunny ears. Yeah, that sounds good, man. Sounds like a plan, bro. If everything fails, you're gonna see Bobby with bunny ears. Okay. Alright, guys, today we're gonna do a hangout, a revival of the channel yet again. And as I always say, if you want to watch videos, send them through super chats and then we can check them out. It doesn't necessarily need to be a video, like a full-blown video reaction. It can be anything. It can be something on Twitter, X, can be something on Instagram, whatever it may be, short clips, etc., etc., whatever you want me to react to, whatever you want me to check out here on the channel, within the means of YouTube, of course, and their censorship, then send it through via super chat, and we'll check it out, inshallah. Okay. Yeah, I've been, again, slightly under the weather here, as always. I don't know what it is. Make a signal group, maybe. Telegram is compromised. Man, what isn't compromised nowadays? Let's be completely honest, bro. Everything is compromised. The Telegram link isn't working. That is strange, man. It should be just Bobby's perspective on Telegram. That's it. Let me check the description box real quick. Okay. I'm gonna update the description box. Then you can refresh the window and it should be fine. Just 1 second. I'll let you know once it's done. But it should be working. Okay, 1 second. Upload defaults. Here we go. Okay. In here. Yep. Right on. Okay. Here we go. The description box is updated now and you should be able to see all the links that are relevant. As I said, the gate is the paid Telegram group. And then we have a free Telegram group as well. So check it out and let me know. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Every platform is being observed either way. So right now we can simply pick and choose certain groups that are a bit more laxed. So you can definitely say more on X, that is for sure, but I'm not going to sit here and praise X therefore and say, oh, it's freedom of speech. It never really is, but you kind of have to, yeah, take your losses, man. It is what it is. But YouTube is unbearable at the moment. Absolutely unbearable. Are you going to watch Hijab versus Destiny? Hey, we can. I think I watched a good chunk of it, kind of in the background. I really can't stand Destiny. This guy is just... pretty much everything that could be wrong with a human being is incarnated into Destiny. Literally everything you can imagine. Again, things that I cannot truly name here on YouTube, but I guess you know what I mean. Starting from liberalism, atheism, his degeneracy, etc., etc. Literally everything about him is just wrong. His voice, yeah, his voice as well. That's the least of his problems, man. Terrible. Salam from Somaliland. Assalam, bro. Yeah, if you guys really want to watch the debate here, then send it through Super Chat, so then I know there's really a need for it. Otherwise, I'm not going to check it out. Do you love Destiny? Of course, with all of my heart. The word love, I believe that is very misinterpreted. When people speak about love nowadays, they think about Hollywood love. They think about romance. They think about being kind and bubbly. That's what they associate with love. For me personally, love, especially as an attribute of Allah, al-Wudud, the most loving. What kind of love is that? So my personal interpretation, yet again, there's not a fatwa or anything on those lines. But the way that I see that Allah is the most just, the most merciful, the absolute truth, and the most loving, therefore the love of God is very, very different of the love that we are thinking of in our little human endeavors here. And therefore when we're speaking about love, do I love Destiny? I could say, yes, I love him, but not in the human sense. I love him in the way that I wish him the best in this life. Genuinely, I would wish him well. And I love him in the way that I would like him to see the truth, because that is the true love. The true love is inviting to the truth. In that sense, I love every human being. And I have an absence of hate towards people in general. I just don't operate that way. I really don't. It's just a waste of energy to hate. I don't have it. But in terms of human level love, do you love him? No, of course not. Okay, somebody says here, I joined Telegram just by typing Bobby's perspective and it came up. Yeah, that should work too. That should work too. YouTube strikes Sony Faz as well. I know I'm in touch with Sony. We talked about it as well. And we want to stream too, but I don't know where we're going to stream, to be totally honest. That's the whole thing, man. I would love to provide you with interesting content. And I have plenty of interesting stories to tell. But the thing is, I cannot tell them here. It's amazing. I talked to Angel as well. He is the brother from the 3 Muslims. And we just talked in private, I think for, like 1.5 hours or so. And we had a great talk. And then in the end we concluded as well that the best talks are never online. They're never online. Back in the day, you could just stream, hang out, and just talk about whatever, man. Whatever, and it wouldn't be censored. But nowadays, if I and any other brother here would get together and would really talk about what we talk about when we are in real life or offline, no chance, man. They delete the channel right away. That's what I'm telling you. There is no free speech anyways, for nothing, truly. But it's boring. I call this channel Bobby's Perspective for a reason. You know, I didn't call it whatever, 6-pack shortcuts or your info on Islam or revert stories or what have you. It's not really a topic channel as such. Yes, it happened to become a Islamic-centric channel, obviously, because I reverted to Islam. Alhamdulillah. But it's still Bobby's Perspective. So I would really like to share my life with you guys. That's what I used to do. But I really can't. Allahu Akbar. But I can't. I just can't. It's impossible. If I would really talk about the things that I want to talk about, the channel is done. Smashed. But at the same time, if it would be on another platform, it would be so much more interesting for you guys. And that's why. Yeah, people say make a new channel. Yeah, well, then that channel won't get monetized in the first place. And that channel probably will get deleted as well. We'll see. Watch the screaming pasture of Sabil Ahmad with... No idea what that is. That's an interesting question here. Fight Vision MMA says, Bobby, do you reckon there are any Islamic countries in the world? Okay, very interesting. So, when you talk to... I don't want to just say Salafis in general, because that would be an exaggeration. It's not true. But specific groups within the Salafi movement. There you have people that say there's absolutely 0 Islamic countries now. That is their hardline stance. As long as there is no caliphate, there is no such thing as an Islamic country. I understand the point. Because that country will always rule under other rules than the Sharia to an extent. And that's just what it is nowadays in this global community. Anyhow, that being said, I personally do believe that there are Islamic countries. I don't have this hardliner stance where I say that everybody is just a kafir now and there is no Islamic land. No, I think that this is an extremist position and that times are changing indeed. And therefore, of course, if you ask me, do I want a caliphate? Yeah, sure. Of course, bring it on. But how? That's a real question. In this modern day and age, in this economy, in this globalist structure, how do you accomplish this? And I'm not talking about a rogue caliphate somewhere just for the sake of having a caliphate. I'm speaking about a beautiful place where Muslims can live and thrive in all endeavors of life. Technological advancement, medicinal advancement, etc., etc. And so therefore, as for right now, I don't see it happening. And I don't see the point of simply asking for the caliphate and meanwhile just basically shitting on all the Muslim countries, calling everybody kuffar. So I don't see it that way. I do believe that there are Islamic countries, and what I define as an Islamic country is a country that allows the Muslims to practice, is not suppressing the Muslims. Ideally, the majority of the ecostructure is then halal, but doesn't have to be exclusive, depending on the foreigners living in that land, of course. I mean, even if you look into the Muslim caliphate, the last caliphate, the Ottomans. I thought I deleted this track. What the hell? Oh my god, man. I thought I deleted this track. I went through all the settings. It just doesn't appear. It's a curse. It will always stay with us. Anyways, thank you very much, Aisha, for the 7 Schweizer Franken. Appreciated, but there is no question attached, nor a video. But thank you very much. Anyways, as I was saying, under the last caliphate, under the Ottoman Empire, my country that didn't exist back in the day, that was still Bulgaria basically, but the whole Balkan was under Ottoman rule, was under the caliphate. And therefore the majority of people there in that region were non-Muslim, matter of fact. And those people were allowed to practice their daily lives. So of course you have certain rules and regulations, but it's not as if Sharia was imposed on them. They were still judged by their own rulings, seen as people of the book, etc., etc. Right? And therefore, when we see modern day countries, let's take an extreme example here, because many people always like to shit on the Emirates. The Emirates have roughly 80% immigration. Over 80% are foreigners in the Emirates. So that is a whole different ball game. And when people then say, all of those rulers, they are kuffar, look at them, I'm thinking to myself, wow, like those people are completely removed from reality. Those people are completely removed from what Dubai always was, which is a trade city. So now you have this environment, this circumstance, where you have 80%, or let's say roughly 80% non-Muslims, because some of the expats are Muslims as well. But let's say at least 50 or 60% are non-Muslim, and they're living in that country. So now, what do you expect? What do you really expect? Like when we're talking about the extremist. For the king of Dubai now to, I don't know, ask every non-Muslim to wear the hijab, to pray 5 times per day, to not have their customs anymore. What do you really expect? It's really completely removed from reality, yet again. Because on the Balkan, it wasn't like that. The churches were not closed down. Quite the opposite. They were closed down later on under communism. So, yeah, Christians and Jews were always allowed to practice. And now if you have such a circumstance where you have so many foreigners in your country, I define a Muslim country as a country that not only allows, but incentivizes the Muslim population to practice Islam. And the Emirates do that. 100%. Masjids on every corner. And they're full. When you're in the Emirates, every masjid is full. It's amazing to see. So Islam is alive and well. Of course, halal food, etc. Right? Prayer rooms in the malls and whatnot. So now it is up to you if you want to go and whatever, drive a Lamborghini there or pick up a model or what have you. It's up to you. But you can practice Islam. And so therefore for me that is a Muslim country. That's how I see it. So therefore, do I believe that there are Muslim countries? Yes, I do believe there are Muslim countries. But at the same time, I'm not oblivious to the current affairs of the world and the globalist structures that are in place. And therefore, you cannot just go rogue. Nothing will happen. Nothing good will come out of that. That's how I see it. But let me know in the chat what you guys think. What your position is. Because I know there is a position that every leader right now of any Muslim country is a taghut. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And therefore you have to takfir all of them. Otherwise, you're not even a Muslim. That's a position. So let me know what you think. Okay, let me just update the chat here. So I can keep track. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, 1 second. Wa alaikum assalam, Bruder. Brother, can you check? Wait a second. Thank you very much for the chats that are coming in, but it's hard to keep track. 1 second. Brother, can you check for me? I want to buy your book. I cannot buy the book, says Aisha. How can I help you? The book, if you go through try it on your laptop or something. Try it on your laptop, go through there. You should be able to just click and buy. I don't know if you have PayPal. I don't think so, but credit card most definitely. So, yeah, if anybody knows, why did I pin this? If everybody knows how to fix the issue, for me it just works fine, and for everybody that I know it works fine. Maybe try another browser. Sometimes that helps. If you're using Apple, I don't know what, Safari, try Chrome, try something else. Aisha doesn't want to be detected by Chinese web control. Don't fear the Chinese, man. They're good. You cannot buy with your Chinese card. Hey, there I have no idea, honestly. I know that you definitely need a VPN in China, but I think you have to install the VPN prior to that. If Chinese card don't work, do you have Revolut or Wise or something like that? Like an online bank? That's what I use. But anyways. Hey, if nothing works, you know what? I'm going to be generous. Here, my email address. Just write me on my email address and we'll figure it out. Okay. Just shoot me a text to my email address and we'll figure it out for you. No worries. Okay. Okay, try that. Yeah, again, calling the rulers not Muslim. It's a very blanket statement, man. You know, first and foremost, nobody knows the rulers personally, but people like to scream about the rulers, not really knowing what position they are in either. You know, there are certain levels above our pay grade that if you look behind the curtain, you would do the exact same. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say here, honestly. Oftentimes I see a very, very big ignorance with people because they don't understand the dynamics. Even in a regular work environment, sometimes your boss is doing something where you would say, that is stupid, I would do it totally different. Yeah, but you're not the boss, and you're not running the company. And if you would do it different, maybe that company would fail. So let the boss do his thing. Maybe he's seeing something that you don't see, you know, and with the rulers, oftentimes it's like that as well. The common folk always likes to scream and shout, whatever. I had that since I was a kid. It's not only with Islam, it's with politics in general. People will always complain about rulers. But in the end, again, there are certain things that we just don't see and certain things that unfortunately oftentimes have to be done. So as long as the rulers allow Islam to be practiced openly, no suppression at all, that's a Muslim country. Screaming pesta. Okay. Let me check, man. Screaming pesta. That's the sound that should pop up, but somehow for the super chat it still doesn't. Yeah, I'm on the list for sure. Okay, again, the reason... the last reason was sexual gratification. YouTube banned me because of sexual gratification. My channel was sexually gratifying or gratifying sexuality, whatever. That's what my channel does, apparently. It's insane. All you have to do is go on YouTube yourself and watch a rap video if you want to talk about sexual gratification. Watch a rap video. Very, very simple work, yeah? Or watch any other liberal content on YouTube where people really gratify sexuality. Or watch any female sexually open podcast and you're going to see what sexual gratification is. But yet again, I'm going to cut it off there because I really cannot speak about it. It's very annoying, man. People like, I don't know, even Fresh and Fit are allowed to say much more. I'm not allowed to say anything. Anything. I was speaking about a specific person that became a Muslima later on and was working in a different field prior to that, if you know what I mean. And I talked about that, yes, your sins, spiritually speaking, might be forgiven, but your biology is altered and your brain chemistry is altered. All the things that I've done prior to Islam, inshallah, they will be forgiven. They are forgiven, alhamdulillah. But I have memories of them. And I am who I am because of them. That's it. YouTube. Sue me. Right? And for that, they deleted the video, blocked me, etc., etc., etc. Because I gave you the truth ultimately about, okay, I'm going to say it, about promiscuous women that later on become religious. That's what it is. And I said in the video as well, can I see her heart, etc.? No, of course not. You never know. Inshallah, she truly has repented. But nevertheless, stay away from such people for your own sake. Much, much better for you. We just saw another one. I'm not going to name her now because really, I have to tiptoe around here. It's annoying, but what am I going to do? There was another one like that. Previously had a OF2, yeah, and then became a Muslima. And I think like half a year later or so, after even getting married and everything, but half a year later, dropped out, took off the hijab, all of it. Back to default settings. Factory settings. That's why. You have so many women that are just not capable of making that switch, even though they like you to believe they did. And me growing up in Germany, that's why I said it many times before here on this channel, and I didn't really even talk about women. I talked predominantly about brothers that were involved in all kinds of criminal activity, and they were Muslims, quote unquote. So I never thought very highly of the religion. But when it comes down to the women, the Muslimas, not all of course, but plenty that I met, yeah bro, they did everything as well, you know? So, everything. And with everything, I mean everything except of eating pork. They did all the haram. So that's why I had no clue. I didn't even know what Islam was. But it is what it is. So, yeah, women that are down that path. And that's why I have an issue as well. You know, people speak about you have to love your Muslim brother first and foremost. You have to defend your Muslim brother. Of course, I give every Muslim brother the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, I'm not an idiot. I'm not stupid. You know, when I was younger and I was involved in criminal activity myself, I get to meet certain motorbike clubs. And there was an entry point for me as well. I potentially could have entered into that life. But I didn't, because I wasn't looking for new friends. I had my friend group, I was happy with them, and I didn't look for a new team to belong to. And I didn't want to defend my motorbike brothers then, because they're not really my brothers. I didn't want to create this new bond out of a sudden. But moreover, I wasn't stupid. I understood that they're all humans, they all have certain motivations, potentially driven by greed and whatnot, ego, and now I should defend them no matter what. And I saw that with those groups. For example, one brother got into a fight, and now everybody has to come and defend the brother. So now don't get me wrong, of course such a structure gives you strength, gives you power. I understand the merit of it, obviously. And when it comes down to Islam with true Muslims, obviously, there's nothing more beautiful. But at the same time, I'm not stupid. I know that there are plenty of Muslims around that will stab you in the back. Myself included. I saw that, how that happened to me with Muslim brothers. And therefore, no, I don't trust people that easily anymore. I've been through too much in order to simply say, yo, we're all brothers. Now, there's so many backstabbers in every faith. And therefore, a true Muslim is somebody that submits his will to God, but truly submits it. Not only by saying, I'm a Muslim, or I've been born in a Muslim family, whatever, I do my prayers, blah, blah. Okay. If you want to go by that literal meaning of it, by that pragmatic sense, go for it. For me, a true Muslim is a true believer in God. You know, when people... Damn you! Oh my God, man, I really thought I deleted this. Anyways, if we're talking about Jesus, Isa, alayhi salam, you know how often will we say as Muslims, Isa was a Muslim? Jesus was a Muslim. Don't you understand? He submitted his word to God. So if we're taking such a beautiful example as Prophet Isa, alayhi salam, And then we simply take random backstabbing people and say, yeah, he's a Muslim. Yeah, there are levels to the game, that's all I'm going to say. So for me, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I'm not going to slander anybody publicly for the sake of Allah and for the sake of Islam. But personally, to simply trust somebody and, yeah, we love each other so much, we're all Muslim. I've seen way too much, bro. I've seen way too much with Muslims, with Christians, with Buddhists, with everybody. Humans will be humans in the end, man. Likan or Lijan, 15 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, brother. Australia, Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What English translated Quran do you recommend, bro? I'm a Bulgarian Macedonian. Yes, very good. You're a Bulgarian Macedonian. Tak, brat. That is struggling with the Orthodox religion. Alhamdulillah. As it has been fed to us. I struggle with Muhammad's prophethood also, though. Amazing. This year, thank you very much for the super chat. This is my field of expertise. This is literally it. So thank you so much for your question here. This is something that I really want to get into. Appreciate it. Okay. So first and foremost, let's acknowledge this here, and everybody that is from the Balkan or understands the dynamic about Macedonia, let's give them an applause. That this brother here understood that Macedonians are Bulgarians, and therefore he's a Bulgarian Macedonian or Macedonian Bulgarian, that is interchangeable. Be that as it may, I'm a Bulgarian Macedonian too. Thank God for that enlightenment, at least. Most people on the Balkan, in Macedonia, they don't understand that they're ethnically Bulgarian. They don't get it. It's almost as if the Kosovo Albanians, or the Kosovarians, call them what you will, let's say in 100 years, forgot about their Albanian ancestry. That, of course, will never happen, but let's assume it would. And then all of a sudden they say, nah, I'm not Albanian, I'm Kosovarian. That's what the Macedonians do basically now. I'm not Bulgarian. Okay, so 1.5 million Slavs, which is not even a city in any Western town, in any Western country, out of a sudden are a different ethnicity. It doesn't make any sense. So anyways, that being said, good for you that you realize that you're struggling with the Orthodox religion just makes sense as well, because you already are questioning the politics of your country, the national identity of your country. You got that. Bravo. And now you question, of course, the Orthodox religion, because we know that the Orthodox religion has been imposed through the Bulgarian kingdom, when the king back then was looking for a faith to unite the pagans on the Balkan. And therefore, first, we almost became Catholics down there, but the Western Romans, they didn't want to allow it. And hence, later on, the Byzantines allowed the dirty Slavs and the Bulgars to become Orthodox. And this is how Church Slavonic formed, and the Cyrillic alphabet, etc., etc. But yeah, when you keep on questioning, you will realize that Orthodoxy as such is, of course, a Byzantine state religion, a Roman state religion. Nothing more and nothing less. So there's no real truth to it. Matter of fact, I would really recommend you to read the letter of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he sent to the Byzantine king. And he told the king that he is under falsehood and that he is doing a great injustice and a sin against his peasants by feeding them falsehood. And he wanted to invite the king to Islam. And hence, all of us would have been Muslim way before the Ottoman Empire. But it didn't happen that way. Allah had a different plan, apparently. Bismillah. But it's a beautiful letter. You should definitely check it out. That being said, you already understand that Islam is the truth. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here on the channel. You wouldn't struggle with orthodoxy. You understand that the message of pure monotheism is the truth. I'm going to assume this 100%. So now you probably have been fed all kinds of propaganda about the Prophet, and therefore you're struggling with his prophethood, which is understandable. I had the exact same position as well. Exact same position. I was watching all the Islamophobes, and I took their word for it. I'm just going to tell you that the more you research Islam, the more you will see that those guys back then lied, and they're still lying. And once you become a Muslim, you will see that they are consistently lying. I don't know if they're really that deceived or if they're just disingenuous, maybe a combination of both. Their sole entire job is to spread lies about Islam. The hadith literature is a very complicated field. You have to understand as well that back in the day, we didn't even have such access to hadith. That wasn't even so defiant, ultimately, for the faith of the peasantry. But nowadays, everybody can just Google and look stuff up without proper context, without proper understanding. So I wouldn't even recommend anybody to just go through the hadith and, okay, this, some sort of translation, and now you think you understand. It's very complicated. Therefore, I would really recommend you to stay on the basics as you want to, and you're asking about which translation. So, the Clear Quran is pretty good. However, the Clear Quran translates Allah to God. And for some people, that might be a good approach because that's what it means. So now they're not reading Allah, Allah, Allahu Akbar all the time, but they're reading God said this, God says this, whatever. And it makes it more Western and more understandable. But for me personally, the first translation that I read was a different one. I will try to find it. Wait a second. I think I still have it on my other phone. Let me check if I still have it. But anyways, my translation said Allah. And at first, it was really hurting my pride because I couldn't identify Allah as God. I was reading it and I was like, yeah, that's their God, that's their God. But by reading and reading and reading and reading, Allah became synonymous with God. And then I started loving the word Allah. Beautiful word, powerful. So therefore, I would recommend, honestly, to read a translation that states Allah instead of God, out of my own experience. So let me see if I can find it. Other than that, the Clear Quran is great. It's very well done. It's a go-to. But it's only this little critique that I have. 1 second, let me just look it up here. Okay. There was a time where I wanted to read the translation as well here, chapter by chapter on YouTube. I never did that. So if there's still interest for that, let me know, guys. I would probably do streams for it because I don't want to repeat myself. And of course, I could make it like a real audio book, etc., etc. But I would just say, just sit down and read the translation. Do you guys want that? To have chapter by chapter by chapter, surah by surah, but I'm speaking to Westerners here. I don't know if it was Abdullah Yusuf Ali, the Holy Quran, translation and commentary. It could have been. I'm really not too sure, man. I'm really not too sure. I would have to look it up again. I can't find it right now, but I don't think that they're so different. So, yeah, Clear Quran, good if you want to read it with God instead of Allah. The Yusuf Ali version, I think, says Allah as well. Any translation will do, to be totally honest. They're not that different. Okay. Quran.com. Let me see. Dr. Mustafa Khattab, The Clear Quran, on Quran.com as well. It's the most common one. Here, on the other hand, it is translated with Allah. So the one that I have says God. I have the hardcover. Strange. Yeah, I remember when I opened up the Quran and I just read Al-Fatiha. Let's read real quick. We're going to read the translation for everybody watching here. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praise is for Allah, Lord of all worlds. The most compassionate, most merciful. Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path. The path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. Power, man. Power, bro. Absolute power. It's so beautiful that Al-Fatiha is the first chapter, the first surah. When you read this, or at least when I read it, it just made sense. It made all the sense in the world. We're not speaking about the Son, the Father, the Holy Spirit, the Mother Mary, the saints, the this, the that. Just you alone we worship. Absolutely beautiful, man. So anyways, Lijan, I don't know exactly what your name is, but read the seerah of the Prophet as well. The sealed nectar, for example. Just learn about the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and you're going to see, man. Like, there's so much propaganda out there. And I would even recommend, I know not everybody's on board, but I would recommend to watch the movie, The Message. It's actually quite good as well to understand the life of the Prophet to an extent, especially for Westerners. So watch the movie. It's on YouTube. It's for free. The Message. To really get the context, you know, of everything that had to happen. Even when it comes down to war, etc. Like, people are so opposed to war. War. But if you're Bulgarian, for example, or no matter what, from the Balkans, even if you were English, everybody's so proud of their ancestors and how they were fighting wars, Japanese samurais and whatnot, but now all of a sudden when it comes down to Islam, bad, evil Islam. Don't speak about war. It's ridiculous, of course. Anyways, thank you very much for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Okay. I watched The Message as a child, stuck in my mind so much that years later I named my son Hamza. Beautiful, man. MashaAllah. I really loved the movie. I know some people say now that's haram to do it that way. Might be, I don't know. But for me personally it was, very eye-opening. I found it very beneficial. Okay. Hey, Harris Aesthetics. I'm a revert from Macedonia. Zdravo, brat, kako si? I'm happy that you're a revert from my country too. Happy to hear that, Bobby, brat. Milo mi je, brat, milo mi je. Treba poći od nas. Yeah, so what is the problem? So the non-believer here, which is so hilarious, the non-believer says it would seem that the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, married many times. Yeah, and now what? Now what exactly is the issue? So you had plenty of prophets in the Bible that married many times. So what is the issue right now? I really want to understand this. Seemingly, and again I have to bite my tongue, but seemingly this world has become so cucked that men nowadays find war reprehensive and they find it disgusting when you marry multiple wives. Like, this is really the sign of a low testosterone society. So you as a man don't want to have multiple wives? You're a complete peasant, bro. You're a complete low-life peasant. Genuinely. I really mean this. If you really believe that monogamy for a man is the right way to go, you really believe that in your heart. I'm not saying as a Muslim, but just as a non-believer, as you state you are. Then you've been brainwashed. You're completely cucked by Hollywood. You're totally done. There's no helping you. I really mean this. If you have the stance as a man that monogamy is the truth, you're beyond saving. It's over. A true driven man will never be monogamous. Only if he's been brainwashed. Hands down. I'm not saying that you cannot have a woman that you really love and have beautiful children with her, etc., etc. But if you don't think that polygyny for a man is the right way to go, you're either in delusion, you're lying to yourself, or, and this is highly likely, you're afraid of your wife. And that is what I see all across the world. Even that we have cheating nowadays, the way that it exists, is just another sign of men being weak and pathetic. They can't even admit that they're cheating. It's pathetic. Listen, guys, out of the context of Islam, you cannot fornicate anyways, right? Everything has to happen within a marital construct. Alhamdulillah. But what I'm speaking about is, for example, back in the day, okay, I always have to give the disclaimer that I don't want to expose my sins too much, so I want to speak in generalities as much as I can. Back in the day, I had a few friends, and they would smoke weed. And would sit around, smoking weed, etc. And then it would become, let's say, 11 p.m. They would get up hectically, brush their teeth, wash their hands, and then, see you later, guys. I would say, what are you doing? Yeah, well, going to the girlfriend. Okay, so you want to be fresh for her, is that it? Nah, she doesn't know. What? Yeah, that I smoke weed. She's really against it, so I told her that I don't. So now the thing is this. Again, those are haram examples, of course. Forgive me for it. But it's about the underlying principle here. There is a man that smokes weed. Again, I know, haram. But he does something that he enjoys. Okay. If that is something that you do, something that you enjoy, you don't have to hide it in front of your girlfriend. For what? So that just shows that he was afraid of his girlfriend and her judgment and her reaction and whatever. You as a man, no matter what you want to do, you should be able to do it. And be completely unapologetic about it. Completely. It doesn't matter what mommy and daddy thinks. It doesn't matter what your girlfriend thinks. Okay? And so the same applies as well in a halal context, of course, because it's the underlying principle. If you as a man want to have a second wife, then go and have a second wife. Simple as that. But she's going to leave me. Okay, let her leave. Yeah, but then, what but then? If you are man enough to get a second wife, then you're man enough to get a third wife as well. If the first one wants to leave. Let her leave. I really believe that this is where most issues in humanity come from. An incongruency with yourself, a fear of another one's expectations, a people-pleasing attitude, and a fear of loss, an attachment to things. And moreover, maybe most important, that you believe you can control people in a certain way. You can't. You can't. And this is why I spoke about, again, now I really have to censor myself. This is why I spoke about this specific lady in my video that got removed, etc. And I said, she made her choices. She went down that route of OF, etc., even worse. She did that. And now she should live with their choices, with her choices, her past decisions. She should. And you would be stupid to choose her now and say she's going to be my wife. Oh, she repented. She's wearing hijab. MashaAllah. I'm going to make her my wife. You're an absolute idiot if you believe this to be good. If you believe this to be useful. She was a woman that went out and did all of those acts on camera. She's that shameless. And now you think that she really changed, and you think that you can tell her what to do. After she encountered multiple men on camera, you think you can tell her what to do. She's never going to listen to you. You can forget about it completely. She's never going to submit to you. No chance. It's not going to happen. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to your selection of women, select a woman that will be fine with you having another wife. And if she's not fine with it, let her leave. You don't have to lie to her. You don't have to have a wife behind her back. You don't have to sneak around. You can simply be yourself. And that is the beauty of life. Truly be yourself, be authentic, do what you deem right, and then everything else will follow. That's how I live my life. When I reverted to Islam, alhamdulillah, I accepted it because it's true. So now I make the decision. I say, yes, this is true. I recognize this as true. As much as I, humanly possible, can recognize truth. I say, yes, this is true. I'm going to follow it. Now everybody went against me. As I said, my family went against me, didn't speak with my dad for 2 years, etc. Okay, but I made the decision. And I'm not going to be apologetic about it. Family members said as well, yeah, well, okay, if you had to do this, you didn't have to do it on YouTube. Why? Now everybody knows. Why didn't you just do it in secret at least? But it's not me. It's not me. I'm going to do it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm going to speak about it. You understand? And it's the same with anything else. So therefore, again, another anecdote of the past. Now I am going to disclose some sins. When I was in haram relationships back in the day, relationships, call it what you will, I said from the get-go that I'm not going to lie because I'm not a liar. I'm simply going to be truthful and honest. I'm going to be completely honest. I was seeing a girl and I told her I'm going to be seeing other girls as well. And she said, nah, that cannot be. Hey, you're lying. And I said, no, I'm not lying at all. This is actually what I'm going to do. So I'm just warning you so you know what you're getting into. Nah, you're just playing. That can't be. Okay. I said, no, it is what it is. So then, I don't know, a couple of weeks later or whatever, she found out that I was with another girl. And then she freaked out. Started screaming, shouting. Didn't do anything to me. I stayed completely calm. And I said, told you so. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my God, you're such an a-hole. You're such an a-hole, blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I guess. Told you so. When she calmed down then, she said, you know what, you are an a-hole, 100%. I've never seen anything like this. But, you know what, at least you're honest. You're not lying. And then she stayed with me. And that's what I did for the longest time. I would simply tell them, yes, I would have multiple girls, be part of it, or don't be, up to you. If you want to stay with me, I'm happy about it, I like you, I really do. And if you don't want to be with me, that is fine as well. Then live your life. And yeah, in a halal context, again, the same applies. I don't want to be restricted to one wife. Not at all. Thank you very much. I tried that and no, it's not good. It's not my nature at all. I tried it, I really did it for years. And no, it went against my nature. It went against what I think is right. Absolutely. And if you are with one woman, you will really get... Yes, you will really get delusional. You will really get delusional and you will start believing that women are princesses and whatnot, which they really aren't. They're just humans after all. Matter of fact, there was this... has anybody, please let me know in the chat, has anybody seen this Indian comedian, Akash or something like that is his name? Akash? I'm not too sure. That went into the marriage as a virgin and his wife is the biggest slut. Unbelievable. Wow, man. I saw a few clips. If anybody has like a proper all encompassing clip, please post it and we can check it out. Because that's, yeah, when you realize what is really going on. And again, listen guys, I'm not a red pill guy or anything. I'm telling you, Islam is the truth, 100%. And Islam is all encompassing. So even the issues that we see within the red pill, Islam fixes if we have an Islamic society. However, the issue is we don't. And therefore you see that we have many modern day problems. And many good guys, quote unquote, nice guys, they get into marriages even with absolute train wrecks. It's craziness. So this guy, Akash, I think, again is his name, He was a virgin, man, and he thought his wife was a virgin too because he has no experience with women. Yeah, and then turns out that this woman was an absolute for the streets, you know? Crazy. Akash, right? Yeah, anyways. That's how I always live my life, you know? People that are... Okay, listen, there's another thing. People that are not honest. I'm not saying that, oh, guys, I'm so honest, believe me, whatever. I really don't care. But the point is that people that are not honest, they're afraid of speaking. They're really afraid of speaking. They're afraid of one part of themselves. Turn this off. They're afraid of one part of themselves. And ultimately, they're afraid of other people and how they will be perceived by those people. And that is the weakest attitude to have. Really weak. And then if you're afraid of what a woman will think of you, oh my God, you're done. Or to say it in the words of Mohammed Hijab, you're finished. You're finished, boy. Yeah, you really are. It's crazy. Zayan, $20. Thank you so much, brother. Says, Assalamu alaikum, Habibi. Wa alaikum assalam, Habibi. Love you for Allah. About God allowing up to 4 wives, God says, marry who is best for you. I learned from Dr. Zakir Naik that STDs only come when another man is in the equation. Subhanallah al-Haq. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you don't have any STDs and you have 4 wives that just stay with you, ideally they were virgins as well, then you're not going to have any STDs at all. Zero. The only thing that could happen, I hope I can speak about this here, the only thing that could happen is like a yeast infection or a urinary tract infection that could happen, but that's not really like an STI, I think. So that is something that can happen because of moisture, temperature, etc., you name it. But no, of course not. You as a man, if you stick with your 4 wives and they're all clean, then everybody's clean. Happy days. Everything is good. So Zakir Naik is absolutely spot on there. 100%. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, oh my God, man. I cannot speak about anything here. I have to bite my tongue 10,000 times. I'm really going to try, and maybe this is my last stream. I don't know. When it comes down to HIV, for example, you would be surprised. It's insanity. You would be surprised, really. To catch HIV, to catch it, by having sex with a HIV positive woman. Okay, listen to this. You can... Let me pull this up on ChatGPT for you guys. If you don't believe this is crazy. Okay, ChatGPT. Give me the shortest comprehensive percentage list of likelihood of catching HIV by different means of sexual contact and gender. Yeah. This is pretty wild. I didn't believe this. Now, I'm not telling you go out and fornicate randomly, but just to understand what this actually entails. Check this out. Can I pull this up here? 1 second, guys. Okay. Here we go. Okay. One second. 1 second, guys. Sorry, I have to adjust the window here. It's really insane. You won't believe this when you see it. For people that don't know. Maybe like this. Not really. Okay, anyways, I'm just going to read it out. I don't want to play around with my camera now. It's too much. Check it out. So, HIV transmission risk, male to female. So, Yeah, exactly. So if you're a male and you have sex, and this is really, you have to understand, this is you have sex with a female that is HIV positive. We're not speaking about somebody that might have been. We're speaking about a woman that is 100% HIV positive. And now you as a man have sex with her without a condom. Yeah? Vaginal. What you see here is that the chance of getting it per act, right, one time, is 0.08%. Up to 0.2%. So around about a quarter of a percent behind the zero. It's insanity. So it's not even 1% chance. It's not even a 1% chance of getting it. If you have sex with an HIV positive woman, imagine that at least one time, right? If the female has sex with a male that is HIV positive, on the other hand, it raises up. No, it drops down. I think this is the other way around. Whatever. Either way, you can see it here. It's 0.04, 0.08%, etc., etc. The highest chance of getting it is if you are a homosexual and you're quote-unquote bottoming. Yeah, which means you take the female role, basically, yeah, as a homosexual. Then the percentage goes up to 1% or 1.8% per act. That's the highest risk. Yeah, that's the highest risk. There you have it. So it's so extremely low, it's insane. So just if you would be a gay guy that is playing the role of the female, then you have a 1% risk. Which means if you had like 100 sex partners, then you're probably going to get it. Potentially even before that, it's an accumulation of things. But yeah, it's still pretty low. But as a heterosexual, even having sex unprotected with a female that is positive, it is 0.04. 0.04. That is wild. It's really wild. It's crazy. When I heard that the first time, I was like, what the hell? How do they get it, you know? One might think. But anyway, so yeah, to bring it back again here, STDs, if you are in a relationship, or rather if you're in a marriage with 4 wives, yeah, you shouldn't worry. Test them once, inshallah they will be faithful to you, of course, and then everything is fine. Yeah, they will definitely ban me again, man. Yeah, whatever. I'm not really monitoring the chat that much, no, I'm checking, but most of the time I'm just replying to super chats. Hoff says, if you want to marry multiple wives, do it, but don't do it in secret. It will destroy your marriage and family life, especially if you have children. Don't do anything in secret. Especially not if it's halal, man. Why would you do it in secret? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you get married in secret? For what? Honestly, I know a bunch of guys like that as well. Don't get me wrong. I know for what? Because they're afraid of their wives. And they always will tell you, bro, I don't want to hurt her, you know? I just don't want to hurt her. That's why I don't want to do it. Come on, bro, man. You don't want to hurt her. You're just scared. You're just scared, and you are scared of the perception of you. That's what you're scared of. You're scared of how she will see you. That's so weak, man. It's so weak, really. If you want to do something that is halal, just do it. What the hell, man? Insane. Really insane. Craziness. I never understood it. I never was like that. So for me personally, again, I don't want to act like a contrarian. I don't care. But I really don't care. And at some point, you're going to die. What the hell? Honestly, I don't understand it. You know, people watch motivational speeches. Just be a man. It's like, bro, you're going to die. Isn't that motivation enough? Isn't that motivation enough? I really don't understand. Like, people are afraid to live their lives, and they're going to die. That is so scary to me. I'm going to live my life the way that other people want me to live it. Fantastic. Amazing. I personally couldn't live with myself then. If I'm not honest with myself, who else is there, bro? What the hell? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Honestly. All of those movements, they all come from weakness, man. All of it comes from weakness. There is a real need for red pill. There is a real need for MGTOW. There's a real need for feminism even in this sick society. Because they're all weak and they're all delusional. It's really the case. The real solution, of course, we know is Islam. But in this messed up world, in order to crawl out of it, people have to go through those funnels in order to understand what is wrong and what is right until they get it. It's crazy. Let us check out here this Akash video. Honestly, this was too insane. This was too insane. And then I'm definitely gonna get banned. I'm sure. This was insanity. Let me see if we can find a clip. But a short clip. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Look at this woman. Like, okay. I get banned for sexual gratification. Yeah, let me say that one more time. I got banned for sexual gratification, dear YouTube, because I speak against such things. Against such things. Yeah? This is his wife. This is Akash's wife. She has a podcast that she calls Main Character Pod. You're not the main character, bitch. You're really not. None of you is. Anyways, as many delusional women nowadays, they think they're the main characters. Episode 7. Buttholes, Scammers, Wife X, Joint Bank Accounts. Featuring Akash. Fantastic. So on this podcast, she speaks about her butthole. That's not just an assumption. I saw the clip. She really does. Astaghfirullah. What is this, man? Insane. Anyways, okay. Let's get into this. Let's get into this. 1 second. Let me find a clip. Maybe even a short or something. I only find reactions to reactions here, man. Let's see. Our Rocco TV. That's a reaction.
So a lot of you guys have been sending me messages, basically. And what
Preference is not my way.
things are true, you just be saying that everything they say is a bunch of shit. Some of the
Okay. So we're not going to listen to his reaction, but I'm just using his clip now to see this clip. Like this. Yeah, like this. Okay, let's try.
things they say is a bunch of shit, but some of the things are true, and I think they're coming true for him right now.
What I find corny is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period.
Akash only dates brown. Akash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
So
Indian
this
woman.
is
that was
like
important to
loyal
me.
through and through.
You
That doesn't make any sense at all. So he says that he only dates within his own race. He only dates brown, but he hasn't dated at all. So he just got married once, and that's it. And then he calls Fresh and Fit corny there. Don't get me wrong, many of their takes are corny. But nevertheless, he says that they're corny the way that they speak about women. Meanwhile, this guy has no idea about women at all. He simply married one, and that's it. And again, this life is very just because it came back to bite him.
guys have established yourselves as role models, from simps to pimps, which is another motto I find kind of corny, but I looked into what you guys are about. And a lot of the shit is just childish, which is fine if you want to be funny. If you're going to paint yourself as life coaches and then say, like, my preference is, which is honestly bullshit. It is, I don't want to date black girls. That's the way every black dude that white girls says it. I've dated black girls in my life. All right, bruh. Who the fuck hasn't, except me? You know what I mean? Everybody gonna dabble in everything. It is the mentality that I have an issue with. And a lot of stuff you guys say in general, I think is stuff that's kind of childish. I saw a clip where you were like, oh,
Again, I don't disagree that many things that they say are childish indeed, but I have to reconfirm here that in this day and age, in this absolutely fallen state that we're living in,
Let's create a bright, free future where we all
no! That we are living in, their message is needed as well, because men nowadays cannot distinguish between somewhat normal women that are still left and absolute sluts. They really can't. And he couldn't either. Akash couldn't either. This is why he is where he is right now.
Oh, the nuclear family's falling apart. What do? I don't get married. Just don't get married. You actually trying to help, man, or you talking to incels who are 18 years old? That's some shit you say to college. I'm going to turn you from a simp to a pimp. All right, bro. Can we grow up?
I mean, yeah, that is kind of corny. I'm gonna turn you from a simp. He's met this changed. His wife is.
Sometimes.
Wife also hadn't had.
This guy's only ever been with one woman. He's also said before that his wife is only with one man.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this:
wow.
do you believe her?
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two cool stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore. Oh my God.
You and your husband split finances. And I'm going to be really honest.
I don't.
Okay. Oh my God, man. So first and foremost, see, that's exactly why talking about such women is of course important. Because Akash, this idiot, really thought that his wife was a virgin, just like he was. He couldn't even identify her as what she is.
Let's
Obviously,
create a bright green future where we all passion.
Obviously, she wasn't. She's the exact opposite. She was having sex with white guys in those white boy frat houses. And I heard this story over and over again. She's not the only brown Indian that did that. So many Indian girls, they study abroad and they get hammered by white guys. It happens over and over again, but then they settle for an Indian because he might be financially stable or culture or whatnot. This is what happened to him. Then, on the other hand, which is maybe not even more shocking, but at least equally shocking, she's talking to her friend there, and then she proposes to her friend to have an orgy with her husband. And she says to the viewers, I assume, that husband is absolutely amazing. He is beautiful. He has a great face. And he has a 10-inch you-know-what. Wow. That is the most awkward shit you can imagine. How can you speak like this to your friend? Like, imagine, astaghfirullah, really, imagine anybody that is listening here. Your wife is talking to her best friend or whatnot, even out in the open here on a podcast, and tells her that she wants to have an orgy with her husband because he is so hot and has a 10-inch you-know-what. What in the hell? What in the hell? You understand? So therefore, yeah. Let me put it this way. If you don't marry a woman that is 18, 19 years old, I guess, much older she can be in this day and age, from a village somewhere, and ideally is not on Instagram, so the chances are getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, then you have to be skeptical. And if your woman went studying, then you have to be super duper skeptical. This is the reality of things. She absolutely humiliated that guy, and rightfully so. The weak always get exposed. This is the truth of this life, man. If you're weak, you're gonna get exposed. Nobody has compassion with you. It doesn't matter that he did it essentially halal, aside from him being a polytheist, but at least in that regard, he stayed a virgin, got married, did everything right, everything by the book, and got absolutely demolished. Now look at him. Where's he now? I really would like to see his reaction to this. His woman is speaking about hooking up on Tinder and getting her butthole destroyed. Astaghfirullah, man. Oh my God. I don't even feel bad for him because he's such an arrogant little weasel, just screaming and shouting. Meh, meh, meh. And again, I have my position on Myron as well. The things that he says about Islam, I cannot agree with it whatsoever. And yes, many of things that he says are childish. And I disagree with the concept as well of inviting only low-grade OnlyFans models over and over again and bashing them. There's no point in that either. You have to have some sort of solution, proper solution. But at the same time, yes, it is important to speak about this current poison in the zeitgeist, in the culture, for sure. Disgusting. Will the video stay online? Probably not. That's the worst. But the thing is this. Okay. I've been around the block. And I know what women do. Not all, but most. Genuinely. In the West. And with the West, I speak about the world, I guess. In the West that I've been around. I'm just excluding the Arab world because I haven't looked exactly into the nitty-gritties of it and how it works. But in the West, Muslims, Muslimas, they are not better than the kuffar. At all. When I grew up, my classroom, what did we got? Myself from Macedonia, Balkan, we had Serbs, we had Moroccans, Algerian, Tunisian, Turkish, Polish, Russian for sure. Yeah, those are the ethnicities that I can think of. Albanian. Something else. Those are the main ethnicities. African, some African. I don't know exactly where from. Okay. So, all of those ethnicities behave basically the same in their teenage years. All of them. They all did the same. They all took drugs, alcohol, hookup culture, going on Tinder, whatever. All of them. So, yeah, I'm very disillusioned when it comes down to women, for sure. 100%. But to men alike. As I stated already, there's not like some sort of misogyny talk here. As I stated already, even when it comes down to my brothers in Islam, I'm very skeptical. Because, yeah, I've been stabbed in the back. I know exactly that they appear like your brothers, but they're not. Not everybody. Humans are humans, after all. And therefore, yeah, it has to be really warned about such women and what they do. It's shocking. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting. But as I stated previously as well, you cannot change anybody. So you as a man, you basically have one single job when you get to meet a woman. You have to screen her. That's all. You know the old saying from rap songs, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's true. She can never be a housewife. It will never happen. She will always compare to what happened back in the past, etc., etc. What you can do is screen and find a good virgin, a young virgin, get with her. And then, khalas, inshallah, it will work out. If not, then it's not even worth it. It just really isn't. Yeah. Anybody that can spam the chat, honestly, guys, look at this. We have a super chat from Zion for $2. Zion donated $2. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So now we have people here in the chat just spam over and over and over again the same question, over and over again. Bro, like you're wasting so much time. You're just wasting so much time typing, seeking attention. You can't even spend like $1 or $2. What the hell? Just support, stop spamming, save your fingertips, support the channel, get your question answered. What's so hard about that, man? Zion says, for the sake of Allah, please make dua for me, guys. Let's make dua for Zion, inshallah. Yeah. Again, listen. If this is something with Akash's wife, if this is something that happened somewhere in the bedroom and nobody ever found out, and okay, then we don't have to expose her any further. This is her podcast. She makes a podcast about her talking how she had sex with multiple guys back in the day. And Akash didn't. He went into the marriage as a virgin. Another super chat by Zion, thank you very much. $10, thank you so much. Says, if doctors can talk about this stuff on YouTube, then why can't you? If they dare ban you, may Allah reward you immensely and punish YouTube and the banner until they repent. Hasbunallahu wa ni'ma wakil. Why can't they? So thank you very much for the super chat yet again. What I realized here on YouTube, and potentially this is very, very dangerous to speak about. When you see people speak about political issues here on YouTube, some seem to get away with it. No worries. They can speak about every political subject. No worries. Speak about it. Then you see other people and they might speak about nutrition. Speak about it. No worries. Speak about it. And they might even be able to speak the truth. It's good. It's okay. No worries. Then you might see other people speak about religion, Christianity, whatever. No worries, speak about it, speak about it. Then you have some Islamic channels. They stay within their lane. Let's say, very basic Dava script. Speak about it, no worries. It's okay. However, what I realized on my channel, and hence, again, the name Bobby's Perspective, when you speak about a broad spectrum of things, and you nail the truth on every single subject, then you're gone. Then you're gone. I believe that this is what happened with Sneeko back in the day as well. He spoke on YouTube during the 2020 era. You know what happened there? So he spoke about that subject, where I got banned as well, by the way. And then he spoke about another subject too, which I don't want to mention now. And yeah, truth kept on lining up. I really realized that on YouTube they hate when one person speaks truth in multiple areas of life. They hate it. When I started talking about true nutrition for humans, and I started speaking about religion, and I started speaking about politics, and I started speaking about female psychology, smashed, done. They don't want that. You cannot do that. And then you speak about true Islam, completely destroyed, done. They don't want to see that. But there's one more aspect. I don't know if I want to speak about it already or wait for Sonny. Let's wait for that aspect when Sonny comes on, or if I go on his show. There's another aspect to this as well, which we experience as reverts. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyways, you can never speak truth on multiple subjects. Matter of fact, you can think of him what you will now, what happened to him and the way that he changed, whatever. But Andrew Tate, there was a time where he was speaking about truth on multiple fronts as well. And that's when he got deleted too. That's what it is. They cannot see that. And this is why my subjects, if I speak about whatever, sexuality, for example, I'm going to get banned. As I said, I just got banned for sexual gratification. Even though I didn't show one naked body or anything. The most hardcore thing that you will see on my channel is a woman that is covered but doesn't have her hair covered. Yes, sometimes you see that on my channel. When I made a, how do you call it, this little documentary there on Thailand. I censored everything that was exposed otherwise, but yeah, I didn't censor the hair, admittedly. Okay, that's how far my channel goes. And then yet again, check other channels where you can show everything you want, basically. No problem, they can, but I cannot. I cannot even speak about it. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's why, inshallah, we'll find another platform, man, because for me, it's really annoying. I'm trying to loosen up, you know, I'm trying to speak with you guys, I'm trying to give you the truth, and I simply can't. I really can't. I just can't. I always have to have a filter on, I always have to think about what I say. It's so repulsive, man. Anyways, okay. Let's get back to the chat. Ooh, I'm getting hungry, man. How long have you been streaming? Let me check. Okay. A little bit more. Twitch, Kick, yeah. I'll see. Sunny and Unk got the ban hammer too. I know. I talked to Sunny. Serbs only know how to be dishonest and make fake pita. Yeah, for real, man. Yeah, absolutely. Of course you can say the worst things about Islam. 100%. You can always say the worst things about the truth. That's basically what it boils down to. You can always be disingenuous. You can always steer drama. YouTube loves drama, but they don't like facts. And genuinely, there's certain... There are certain topics that you just cannot touch at all. You cannot touch them at all, whatsoever. And yeah, I spoke partially about them, but they're very important topics as well, but you cannot speak about them here at all. Zero. You know what, guys? I don't enjoy this anymore. I'm leaving, honestly. I'm stopping. I'm rage quitting. It's just so annoying, bro. You know, man, back in the day when I started YouTube, let me put up my legs here. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette now. Honestly, man. When I started YouTube, I really loved it. It was amazing. I was traveling the world alone, and I left all my family and friends either in Germany or Macedonia. And I started vlogging and I started talking about what I really enjoyed doing. And I wanted to attract like-minded people. That was so fascinating to me. I really found it unbelievably gratifying, dear YouTube, to simply speak about what I really hold dear to my heart, find important in life. And then if I do that, other people will click with my content. And then I will have a community of people that see the world the way that I see the world. And that's amazing. I think that's valuable. You know what I mean? If you speak honestly about the things that you truly enjoy, then you will find other people that enjoy them too. That's so nice. That's so cool, I thought. And I was able to do that for a little bit of time until I wasn't anymore. Until they started censoring and banning, etc., etc. I don't want to sound like a snob, you know, but in a way, back in the day, especially if you watch my old content, the one that hasn't been deleted, I created videos and I was editing them, and for me it was like an art project. It truly was. It was artistic in a way. But most videos have been deleted anyways. And now I cannot produce any type of art, really. Now most of my content is reaction videos, and even there I'm biting my tongue. I'm doing a live stream and I cannot really speak about what I want to speak about. And I cannot express myself here. You know how frustrating that is. So now, of course, I have good friends and I can speak with them and family members, etc., you name it. But that's not what Bobby's perspective is or should be. I want to give you the real. You know, I really would love to take my cam with me, sit down with a bunch of friends, take you guys with me, and so you can hear what we're talking about. But it's impossible. It's just impossible. Here on YouTube. So frustrating. Matter of fact, now that I'm speaking of it, I got contacted by a viewer of mine, and he is creating ultimately camps, if you will, retreats in a way, in Indonesia, in Bali. And I haven't been in Indonesia in almost 10 years, man. And I loved Bali. It was absolutely amazing. So we were thinking about creating a retreat. Think about this. The retreat will be obviously under the banner of Islam. You will have an accommodation. You will have halal food, 3 meals per day. We will slaughter halal. We will go spearfishing in the ocean, in the Indonesian Ocean. We should be able to do boxing, jiu-jitsu as well. There should be gyms. All of that will be in the package of the retreat, so you won't have to pay for anything additional. And many other things as well. We want to go to the local Muslim community in Indonesia. Obviously, we're going to do our 5 prayers daily together, etc., etc. So a camp like that for a week, 10 days, we'll see. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you would be interested. I'm still not 100% convinced that I'm going to do it. We'll see. It should be in early summer 26 or so. So yeah, let me know if this is something that you find interesting. I think it would be very amazing, to be totally honest, to get together with like-minded people. Then we can really talk about everything. And yeah, halal slaughter for people that never slaughtered. We can slaughter together. Spearfishing is amazing as well. For people that don't know, you just take a spear. It's literally in the name of the word, spearfishing. You just go into the ocean and you just put the stick through the fish and then we can grill it. It's amazing. TikTok isn't better. Yeah, I want to try it, but it didn't work out. Zayn Warrior says this would be super lit, subhanAllah. Yeah, it would be. And I have many friends in Bali as well, so we would have beautiful locations where we can go to, people to meet, etc., etc. So it would be 7 days, a structured program, you know? waking up for Fajr, training together, hunting fish together, slaughtering together, etc., you know? Rolling, jiu-jitsu, all of it. So, inshallah. One second, sorry guys. Okay. Anyways, yeah, that is in the future, inshallah. I was thinking about doing that. Who knows, man? Who knows? If we get like 10 people together, I don't want to make it too big, you know? Like 10 guys, 15, we'll see. With another super chat by Lee John, 15 Australian dollars. Thank you very much, brother. He says, looks like you have your answer. Bobby on tour. Do seminar style, Q&A. We pay to see you. You answer our questions in person. No one can censor you that way. We all win. Yeah, absolutely. But it's not only about Q&As, etc. It's about actually getting together and... yeah, it would be essentially like a structured holiday / camp, seminar, etc., you name it, you know? So I want it to be very beneficial for your deen as well, and we know that Indonesia is the biggest Muslim population. So, as I said, I haven't been in 10 years, a long time, but I have many friends over there. Yep, turn this off. And yeah, there's a big revert group of Muslims living in Indonesia and Bali now as well. So Islam is growing there too. It's very interesting because Bali is the only island that is not fully Islamic, but they still hold on to their Buddhist, Hinduism, etc. But nevertheless, there's a huge Muslim population, obviously. And yeah, it would be amazing. It would be absolutely amazing. So I'm actually looking really forward to such a thing. But yeah, we will do first like a pre-sale of it or something on those lines to see. Because there are 10 people at least, so it makes sense. 15 the most. Yeah, I don't want it to be any bigger. Anyways, thank you very much again, brother. I appreciate it. What is the unbeliever doing? Invite vloggers there. Yeah, we can do that too, for sure. Yeah, why not, man? I mean, I'm in contact with many people. Many reverts as well. We just talked about Sonny, for example. Maybe we can get Sonny over there too. Yeah, I'll talk to him. Maybe Sneeko or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can do it like this. That would be cool. So we can have Sneeko, Sonny, the Ankh can come too. Me. I think that would be a good idea. I'll talk to them. So if you are interested, let me know. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's really a good idea. For sure. Get some reverts together there. And as I said, the guys that I'm talking to, they are a Muslim community in Bali. And they've been doing many retreats already. They have like a whole organization pack there. So it makes things much easier, much more structured. As I said, halal meals already set, everything. We're going to have chefs there cooking everything. Accommodation is already set. You can have single accommodation or you can have shared dorms. It will be price dependent, of course. Yeah, stuff like that. Local masjids, everything will be connected. Inshallah. Yeah. I'm actually very excited for this. I think this is really cool. Kind of interesting that you have to get offline now again to find the truth. Back in the day, it used to be like that, and then you needed to go online to find the truth. Now you need to get offline again. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Do you still do fitness coaching? I don't at the moment because it's a lot of work, to be totally honest. And I got a bit fed up with it because I'm not a fitness channel, right? I have tremendous knowledge in fitness, and I can transform anybody. Anybody. I can transform you completely. I have the knowledge and the know-how. However, because I'm not a fitness channel, I have many normies on my channel, many normal people, and then they say they want to get coached. And then I coach them, and then they don't follow at all. I make the meal plan, which is always very boring. My meal plans are very, very boring, but they work. Just follow them, and they don't. And then I make the workout plans, and everything is adjusted, so they can do it before their work, after, whatever. I can minimize it even to 2 workouts per week if it has to be done, combine it with some cardio, whatever. They don't follow along. Not everybody. I had a few clients that really followed through, but because I'm not a fitness channel, you have so many normies that believe they can do it, and then they simply can't. It's really annoying because many people, they simply want to hear what they want to hear. Eat burgers, I guess, and it's going to happen. It's going to be good. And I tell them, no, it's not going to be good. This and this and this and this has to be changed now. And they're not able to stick with the discipline. Impossible. And so after a while, it really becomes not gratifying. We're going to use this term quite a lot today. It's just annoying because I want to see them successful and I don't want to take their money for nothing, and I offer them everything they need and they're not following through, and then it becomes annoying to me. You know what I mean? It's not a magic pill, bro. You still have to do all the work. I'm giving you the blueprint. You have to follow through. So yeah, this is why I kind of got annoyed with it, to be totally honest, and yeah, stop doing it. Physical fitness is essential for all Muslim men. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree, man. You should be healthy. 100%. But people nowadays, they are so used to ordering food, eating out, doing nothing, watching Netflix. They're so used to this that when you try to show them something else that actually works, they cannot even imagine doing it. It's crazy. There was one woman, I'm not going to name her, and I told her what to do, and she really was shocked that she cannot eat bread. I said, yeah, you cannot eat bread now, cut it out. Yeah, but what am I going to eat for breakfast? I said, yeah, you're going to have eggs, you know. Yeah, but no bread? I said, yeah, no bread. Why do you sign up? Why do you sign up then? I thought you really want to get serious, want to lose weight. They just want to do what they want to do. Okay, if you don't want to change anything, then what should I do now, man? It's craziness. So yeah, I'm very, very strict with my planning, be it for workouts, be it for nutrition, because I know what works. And if you follow it, you will be successful, 100%. But yeah, most people cannot do it, honestly. Back in the day when I started training, there were many fitness trainers that looked like absolute crap. And I saw them training all kinds of housewives, etc. And everybody seemed to have a good time, but nobody ever had any results. You know, so for me, I'm probably not a fitness trainer that people really enjoy being with. But if you follow it, it works, man. So pick and choose, you know? Now you're still discussing the age of Aisha, really, guys? For what, man? Just let them be. If they want to believe it, the way that they want to believe it, let them believe it. Who cares? Yeah, Georgina, exactly. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's what it is. Bruder, lebst du noch in Deutschland? Nee, Bruder, schon seit 10 Jahren nicht mehr. Okay, calm down in the chat, guys. Honestly, man, you're talking with an idiot, bro. What kind of shit is this? You're talking with an idiot. Genuinely, you're sitting there in the chat and talking with an idiot, and you try to convince the idiot. That's amazing. It reminds me of a story. It's a German story. It's a German tale, if you will. There is a tiger and a duck, I think. Might have been a rabbit. Let's say it was a duck. The tiger and the duck, they sit around, they're chilling. And then the duck says, "Oh, wow. The sky is so beautifully green." And the tiger says, "The sky is blue, man." But the duck insists, "No, the sky is green. Don't you see? It's green. It's beautiful. It's absolutely amazing. It's green." And the tiger says, "No, it's not. It's definitely not. Can't you see? Everybody knows the sky is blue." And they start this long debate. And they're debating and they're debating and they're debating. And the duck goes, "No, no, no. The sky is green." Quack, quack. And then the tiger says, "You know what? Let's go to the king of the jungle. We're going to go to the Lion King. And he's going to tell us." They present themselves to the lion. They tell him the story. The lion listens. The duck is insistent that the sky is green. The Lion King listens and listens and listens and says, "Yeah, you're right. The sky is green. Now go your way." And the duck laughs. "Ha ha ha! I was right." And takes off, happy. The tiger looks to the lion and says, "What is this? Why did you confirm this idiot? The sky is obviously blue, and you know it's blue. Why did you tell him it's green?" And the Lion King looks to the tiger and says, "Yeah, the sky is blue. But why do you talk to an idiot?" Exactly. I rest my case. That's the whole point, man. Some people are idiots, and it doesn't matter if you're going to convince them. It doesn't matter if you're going to try to prove them that you're right. They're going to just get more angry and whatever. It doesn't even matter. This guy has a nickname, Unbeliever. Okay? This is American politician who has Kafir tattooed on his arm. Okay, let him die, man. Who cares? Whatever. Oh my God. Yeah, maybe it was a donkey. Could be as well. Yeah, exactly. Just leave it be. What the hell? I don't understand this. Honestly, life is short. We're all gonna die. I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Lately, I've been feeling like I'm gonna die very, very soon, man. Who knows? So, if anything, just letting you know, life is short. So, don't obsess about things. I'm not gonna convince anybody by debating and arguing like that. Who cares? Okay. Anyways. Okay. 1 second. Anyways, I'm going to tune off in 5 minutes, guys. Was just a little live sign today. Just want to tune in, hang out with you. Give you the updates as much as I can, as I said. Unfortunately, can't really talk about it. And brainstorm with you as well about such things as the... what is this? Ah, fantastic. Somebody's sending me torture videos on Telegram. Thanks. It's definitely not what I want to see, guys. Traumatized, again. Yeah, as I said, I want to talk about the retreat, the potential retreat, other platforms.
Create a bright, green future where we all feel compassion.
Thank you very much, Zion. 1 second, let me check. Zion, super chat $5. Thank you. Says, guys, check out and support our Palestinian brother Hamza Sadr to see how the citizens of cannot be named really act. Subhanallah, it's very eye-opening. Hamza Sadr. Okay. Okay, so many people say I should start a Twitch channel for streaming. I think I signed up, but I never tried it. Start a Kick. They don't have censorship. Yeah, Rumble really doesn't run well, man. Rumble, Kick. Okay. I'm going to look into Twitch and Kick. I'll see if I can stream there, inshallah. Alright, that is that. 1 second. Okay. That is that. This thing. The hell? Okay, anyways, I'm gonna tune out now, guys. Honestly, I know it was just a little laid-back stream today. Not much going on other than hanging out and giving you an update. Inshallah, many more videos to come soon. I'm looking into what I can do here. Again, I know there were a couple of topics that I could have potentially reacted to, but I didn't because, yeah, I cannot risk it. One more strike and the channel is gone. So, yeah, probably the next content will be super PG, I don't know, 13 or however you call it. Very, very family friendly. Okay, anyways. My friends are writing me. I have some friends over here that came to visit in Thailand. Okay. Time to go out a little bit. Alright guys, anyways, this is it. Thank you so much for your support. Truly appreciate it as always. Inshallah, as I said, many more videos to come. Check out the links in the description box. Really check out the links in the description box. I know when you say it over and over again, people just kind of zone out. The guy's just giving his outro. But check out the links in the description box. Like them. Really check out the links in the description box. Click and see, because if nothing else, just join my free Telegram. If nothing else. Doesn't cost you anything. We're going to be connected in case this channel gets deleted, etc. You don't have to buy anything. Just check out the links. You know, there are some links where you can buy stuff, yes. We have art, we have calligraphy, we have all kinds of things, merch, etc. But there are free links as well. Just check them out and see what's for you. Alright, but this is it for today. Tuning out now. As always, may God bless you all. Much love and peace.
يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي وإلى مواعيد جود مولاك هرعي يا نفس إن لم تظفري لا تجزعي وإلى مواعيد جود مولاك هرعي وإذا تأخر مطلب فلربما في ذلك التأخير كل المطمع فاستانسي بالمنع وارعي حقه إن الرضا وصف المنيب الألمع وإذا بدا من ناطق الوجدان ما يدعوك للياس الذميم الأشنع فاستيقظي من نومة الغفلات وليكن الرجاء لك مرتعا فيه ارتعي إن العطاء إمداده متنوعون إن العطاء إمداده متنوعون يا حسنه ذاك العطاء المتنوع وردوا على نهر الحياة وكلهم شربوا وكم في الركب من متضلعي حاشا الكريم يردهم عطشا وقاد وردوا وأصل الجود من ذا المنبع أصل الجود من ذا المنبع يا رب لي ظن جميل وافر قدمته وامشي به يسعى معي يا رب يا رب لي ظن جميل وافر قدمته أمشي به يسعى معي كل الذي يرجون فضلك كل الذي يرجون فضلك أمطروا حاشاك أن يبقى هشيما مربعي كل الذي يرجون فضلك أمطروا حاشاك أن يبقى هشيما مربعي